Hey guys, it's Tim from the Effective Syndicate here. The concept that we often teach our clients is Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. And it's important to know and understand if you're a leader that sets deadlines for your team or when you're setting deadlines for yourself. As an example, take a task that we give ourselves. Say we give ourselves 30 days to accomplish the task. If we plot that 30 days on a timeline, and if we can actually measure the effort that we're spending on that task, we'll see that we're not working obviously on that task for the full 30 days. We're working in different pieces, and there may be a gap where we're actually having some effort, and then there's a period of time where there's not work going on this project, and then we start it back up and so on. If you could take all of these blocks of the effort and bring them all together, and you plotted them on the same timeline, you would actually see that you could accomplish that same task in a lot less time. Which of course should make you happier, especially if you're delivering value to your customers faster. And one of the reasons that this method, we tend to focus on scenario number one versus this scenario, is because we believe and we give ourselves this false statement that more time equals a better quality product. What actually happens, and what Parkinson's Law states, is that because we have such a long time, we tend to add complexity to the task that we're given. And if you're adding complexity, you're doing what project management will call gold plating, or in the lean world, we'll be doing what's called over-processing, which is adding more than what the customer is asking for or what the real need is of the task. And if you're a fan of our lean fundamentals training, you'll know that gold plating or over-processing is a form of waste. Let me give you an example from a real life scenario. As I was helping a team develop a sales strategy, we determined that we needed to deliver a customer project. So we asked and estimated how much time it would take. And we had a team of 6 people that we put in place. And we estimated it would take a total of 240 hours of effort. When I asked the team how they would like to proceed, they all said, well, we would like to do this as a project. And I said, okay. How long, or how do you propose doing that? And they said, well, we would like to do weekly meetings for about 2 hours every week. I said, well, okay, that makes sense. But what are they going to be doing in between? Well, in between we'll be doing other tasks. Right? How important is this project to the customers? Pretty important. What if we shrunk it all together into what we call a Kaizen event? We could take 6 people, 240 hours of effort, 1 week of elapsed time, 40 hours of a work week, and in 1 week we could deliver the project. Well, we couldn't do that because we couldn't free up a week's worth of time for people. So I said, okay, well, let's plot it out the other way. If you do 2-hour weekly meetings, to do the same amount of work, it would take you 20 weeks. So would you rather deliver the value to the customer in 1 week with a little bit of pain, or would you rather deliver the value in 20 weeks? And by the way, what do you guys think? If you tried this scenario, do you think it would really happen in 20 weeks? All right, so now that we know a little bit about Parkinson's Law, let's look at some ways that you can avoid Parkinson's Law in your own organization or your own self-organization. First one is, make a list of all of the things that you have to do, all the tasks that you need, and estimate the amount of time it's going to take to accomplish them. Then take that number for each of those tasks and cut it in half, and schedule that time on your calendar using time blocking techniques, and hold yourself accountable to it. You'll be amazed at how much you can get done in half the time that you originally thought. The second thing to think about is meetings. Meetings, the bane of our professional existence, they're always defaulted to 1 hour, usually because of the software that you use. But why do meetings have to be 1 hour? They don't. So I like to try to keep my meetings to 30 minutes. And actually, I don't even schedule 30 minutes. I schedule 20 to give me 10 minutes to prepare for the next one. So try to keep your meetings down to much less than 1 hour, preferably 20, 30 minutes. The third thing that you can do is to set a timer when you start your task to keep yourself on track. I'd like you all to Google the Pomodoro technique. It's a great technique for setting a timer for about 25 minutes. You work for 25 minutes. When the timer goes off, you stop work, you get up, you walk around, you take a break, and you move on to the next task. The fourth one is stop working late. Somehow in our culture we've decided that working late means that we're working harder. In reality, we're just working longer hours, but we're not accomplishing anymore. So set yourself up for working the standard time. Don't work late just to work late. And the last one is use Kaizen when you can instead of projects. Focusing your teams and focusing your attention on one project to get it done, doing it in a Kaizen type of event where you take everybody together, you bring them together for 2-3 days, and you accomplish the actual task, will work wonders in your organization because you're taking advantage of timeline number 2. So there's some great tips about how to deal with Parkinson's law. Now you know what Parkinson's law is, and you can go recognize it and eliminate it within your own organization. So for these and more tips about how to drive productivity in your organization, check us out at www.theeffectivesyndicate.com or follow us on LinkedIn.